Welcome to Chita Diaries. So, yes, indeed, we have a mic, but hey, girl, it's my cat. We have a mic. I've tested out a couple of times. There was a bit of static, like I don't even know. Like, this is even worse than the ghetto headset thing I had going on, but I'll try and keep it out of frame. Ooh, it's been a weird week. Also, I'm wearing a headscarf, like I'm having a fake hijabi moment because I waited until the very last minute of this weekend to wash my hair. Like my hair is wet and it's setting in a low bun right now. So here we are. Like it's been a weird week, an even weirder weekend. Like, well, today is Sunday. Like we all woke up yesterday morning. Okay, for us Southern Africans or just people who knew the artist AK, like it's been so sad because yeah, like he was like a real person. It's very, very sad. So I had a weird weekend. I've just been indoors and yeah, the weekend just got ahead of me. I watched You season 4. I watched like 2 seasons of like another show because one of us is lying just to distract myself. Not like in a weird I was morning way, but it was just strange because like I said, like he was a real person. It's just really sad. But yeah, here I am now. It's like almost 10 p.m. on a Sunday. I haven't meal prepped. I need to do so much and I'll probably sleep at 2 a.m. But I was like, I need to keep moving and I shall film a video. I told myself I'll be consistent, so here I am. Honestly, here I am. And I hope this audio works out. Honestly, with the new mic, even though I feel like Amazon scammed me. But yeah, very long intro to this video, but welcome to my channel if you're new. Yeah, I ramble a lot. And the theme of this month's videos was me doing chats. I'm a single 30-year-old. I keep saying, like in my mind, I'm already 31, but I'll be turning 31 in a couple of weeks. I'm Zambian. It's a country in Southern Africa. And yeah, like this month is just a whole bunch of chit chats. Last week, I talked about a particular dynamic. This week, as you can see from the title, I will be talking about the baby girl era. Like I am in my baby girl era, okay? And it's basically just being a baby girl, like literally my Instagram username is baby girl Chita. Like I fully embrace the baby girl life. I love to be spoiled. I love gifts. I love to yeah, like I like nice things and I like to be spoiled. It's a nice feeling. I'm here for it. Like I remember watching someone's video, someone who I really respect. I love her content. Like her and her family, like they're good. Like he seems like a really good man, just online, super sweet couple. But she did this video once where she was like, my husband doesn't believe in gifts, and I was shocked. I still respect the union. Like they're a really cute couple and everything, but I was just like that could never be me. My husband doesn't believe in gifts. Me, like Chita left the building when she heard that. Like I'm just one of the people who's like that's not my portion in life. I I aspire to have the soft life. I love that for people. I want that for myself. But like I said, this month we are obviously talking about what it's like to be single. I am very comfortable in my singleness, but lots of people are feeling the pressure. And we all have certain ideals of the type of relationship that we want to be in. Last week, I talked about, the church girls. This week, I'm talking about us baby girls because I do identify as a baby girl. And for me, there's two types. There's the baby girls who are in it and have very transactional relationships with their partners. And then there's the second type that I fall in, and we are the delusional ones. Okay, like most of the time it's delusion, and we just want to have that Disney princess fairy tale happen for us. Okay, we want somebody making 8 figures to just show up in our life, pay all our bills, and just take us on this dream life going forward. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so about that first type. So these are the baby girls who are in it for purely transactional, reasons. There are so many who make it look so aesthetically pleasing on social media. Like, we love to see it, okay? They have curated such glamorous lives online and in real life for some people. And they make it look like it's something that can happen for you so quickly. And they make it look sustainable and they make it look easy. But let me tell you, okay, as a 30-year-old woman, soon to be 31, I know people in my real life, some personally, some who are acquaintances, some people who are friends of friends. I am yet to meet somebody who is in a transactional relationship where it's somebody who's financing their life, especially in the context of where I live or where I come from, like, and especially Lusaka City. So Lusaka is the capital city of my country. Like, it is wild, you guys. It is wild out there. And most men with money are just of this certain caliber. I'm not saying it's all of them, but from the ones that I have observed, they can be very, very controlling, extremely controlling. And all that feminism that you might have had, you throw it in the bin. You throw it outside the window. Like, you have to let go of all those ideals because they hold the power. Okay. If you are coming with your youth and your beauty and your sometimes wit, but most of the time, like, I see the men who you people are dealing with. It's men who really, really, really put value in youth. Okay, in youth. They can be very, very controlling. And in as much as, yes, they will finance your life and everything, it's like it really isn't as easy as it looks. And I'm speaking to people who are not in it yet and they think it's easy and they want to get into it. Most of you don't have like the stomach for it. Like, you really don't. And that's why when I hear people talk about how, oh my gosh, like, women who just sleep for money, they're taking the easy route and everything. It's not easy, you guys. Like, me at my job, the job that I'm going to wake up early to go for tomorrow and work until 17 and come home for, like, I'm telling you that having a full-time corporate job is easier than some of the things that these ladies have to go through. Not all of them, but a good number of them are in bondage. Like, I know I use the word bondage a lot, but it really is bondage for some of them. And like you have to see past that facade. And for a lot of girls, they're like, you know what, I can stomach it as long as I have money, as long as I have this and that. But again, you might be doing this in your 20s. A lot of these men, at least the men that I see around my city, like really place a lot of value in youth. Of course, there's women in transactional relationships who are in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s. Like, they'll always be there. But a lot of you are not cut out for it. Like, you don't have the wits to survive or just thrive with that sort of lifestyle and actually win. Like, it is very competitive and it is very cutthroat. Like, you don't have the work ethic to be a baby girl in a transactional relationship. Like, I'm trying to avoid the word sugar baby. Even though it's what we're all thinking. But if you're going to be in a transactional relationship and you're already lazy, okay, it's very, very hard work and you need to have the stomach for it. And a lot of girls don't realize that. And even if you get into it, okay, I find most of us have been seeing these day in the life of a stay-at-home girlfriend. And that kind of intersects between, the transactional baby girls and the delusional ones that we'll talk about later. It's a very, very risky thing to be in. Like, I will keep saying it throughout the theme of this month's videos. Like, some of you underestimate the power of having your own money. Like, I'm sure you're sick and tired of people saying that. But money literally buys you freedom. I remember hearing this from one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's just stuck in my mind. She was like, money may not buy you happiness, but it will buy you freedom. And this is your own money, like your own. Okay, it is very, very important. And in as much as you might find someone, you want an iPhone 14, whatever the latest iPhone is, you want someone to pay your bills and all of that. If you're going to get into it, okay, if you're going to get into it, invest in yourself. I know some people are looking at me like, oh my gosh, why would you encourage it? Please. I believe I'm talking to consenting adults, people who are making decisions on their own. And I'm not going to tell you not to get into that lifestyle, but if you are and you choose to, at least be smart about it. Okay. At least be very rational in your thinking, because a lot of girls fall into this pit, and we see it all the time, where you get caught up in how you have really nice bags, really nice shoes, the vacations. Okay, the vacations, it might be to, okay, for us, like it's Yavonga and Livingston. The people already got something for vacations. I don't even know, but really nice places. You could be abroad. Like you go on these really, really nice vacations. You feel nice in this soft life, and then you come back. Or all your bills are paid for you, like directly to the vendors. Like you don't get to touch that money. Some of you are on monthly allowances, and it's all just upkeep on maintaining, your looks and everything. It's a very, very dangerous thing to do to yourself if that's the only thing you have going. You don't have a job, you don't have a business, you have no plan but to just live on somebody financing your life. It's very, very dangerous. Like, because like I said, the older you get, the more cutthroat it is. Like only those who have serious wit and a really great work ethic can maintain that sort of lifestyle indefinitely, where a rich partner is financing them. And most of the time, most of the time, like we know how it is, especially in this our beloved city, Lusaka. If you're in that, transactional relationship, it tends to be with people who are either married or are, officially tied to somebody else. So you can't even protect yourself legally in a marriage. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It's a very dangerous thing to do. Okay. Or if you have no plan, because this person can up and leave. Or this person could die. Okay. Like what are you going to do? And people like my, okay, it's not funny, but like my sister says, people die and people play really wild games. And I'll get into that with regards to bringing kids into the mix of some of y'all's randomness. Like it's a dangerous thing to do. So if you're going to do it, baby girl, at least be smart about it. If you're with somebody who like never lets you touch money, like it just goes straight to your landlord, it goes straight to this, it goes straight to that, or you get material gifts, like feel very, very afraid for yourself and your future, because that could literally be taken away from you with the snap of a finger. Begin to invest in yourself. Okay, invest in yourself. Just like even just educate yourself in how it could be education, it could be a business, even just work, like find work, like have a backup plan for yourself. But don't be that person. Okay, at least that's my advice. Don't be that person who just sits and is completely content with being a baby girl with no legal rights. Like there's not even a marriage certificate involved. And you're just there. I don't know if I've spoken about stay-at-home girlfriends in this clip yet. Sorry, like I have a random mind. I'm like, have I said this already or have I not? But I feel like I've already mentioned like TikToks and the whole life of a stay-at-home girl. I think I have. Like that's very dangerous. Like people have replied to that. Like divorce lawyers or just grown-ups in sense have replied to these girls like, we're not hating on you, we're worried about you. Like, how can you take pride in being a stay-at-home girlfriend? Once you break up, you're living with nothing. Literally nothing. If you had nothing going on for yourself. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. And I mentioned kids. So when it comes to kids, you guys, like I will let people live their lives. I won't comment. You continue. Live your best lives. But there's some baby girls in the transaction relationships who like willingly and voluntarily bring children into the mix just so your partner can finance your life. And I feel like we need to have a serious discussion about that. It's like it's really selfish and like an almost wicked to do that. Like this is a child, a human being, and sometimes it works out, but sometimes it doesn't. Some of us grew up in such situations. Some of us know people who are full-on adults who were, like a man's side baby or a side child, and they're dealing with a lot of childhood trauma that they're yet to heal from. Like it's very real. Like I'm not just saying it all. Like I'm looking at the kid growing up. These are things that a lot of people have struggled with, and they're adults now, and they struggle with that. Like, it's not a nice thing to grow up in, where, yeah, like I said, sometimes it works out, but if you're literally like, you didn't even want a child for yourself, but you're literally in a situation where you bring a kid into the world just so somebody else's husband can finance your life. Like, like it's kind of wicked. Like, live your own life. If that's a life you've chosen, continue. But can we stop dragging kids into this? Like, I'm appealing. I'm literally appealing, as if anybody who is in that will watch this, but I'm just like, no, fam. That's something, like, no, like, that needs to stop. Like, can people stop, bringing kids into their messy situations? It's not fair. So yeah, I think I'll end on that with regards to the baby girls who are in transactional relationships. And no, before I end, one thing I want to say is that if you're in it as well, like the same way I had kind of told off some Christian wives in last week's video of how they go hard on the socials promoting this brand with their problematic husbands. Like, some baby girls, again, none of them are going to watch my video, but if you're a viewer or you consume their content, like, some of us know people who are in these transactional relationships. And I'm just going to say it because it is what it is. Like, it's hoeing. Like, just own it. Like, hoeing is the oldest profession in the world, as people say. And like you guys, like, it is what it is. If you're a consenting adult, it is what it is. But the fact that some people come online and try to insult our intelligence, and not only that, they try to pretend that they're in it, they work hard, they wake up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning and they hustle, and that's how they got their $100,000 car. When, okay, fine, I was about to get personal again, but some of you know what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes just own it. Or, in fact, all the time, just own it instead of lying to young, impressionable people and telling them that it's feasible for them. And even you young, impressionable people, like, sometimes just use your mind. Like, do the math. I am someone who absolutely hates it when a woman who's doing well gets shot down by our Zambian society. Oh my gosh, she must have slept her way to that. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's annoying sometimes. But in these instances, you guys, like, it's very, very obvious that Miss Baby Girl has a rich financier or sponsor in the background, but is telling all of us that they're working really hard and then looking down at people who own hoeing. Like, just own it. Own it, be honest, but then don't start looking down on other women who are also earning a living and earning their own lifestyle, but they're owning up to it. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's annoying in itself. Can we stop pretending? Can we stop lying? And even if you do, just know that you are literally insulting our intelligence. And we don't believe it. And again, some people really are working hard, but for some people, like it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I said I wasn't going to get personal, but here I am being my messy self. Like, okay, fine. I won't name the person's business. Let me try and think of something. It's like somebody selling shea butter in Osaka, like a selling shea butter, and all of a sudden you can afford $100,000 car. How? And you began this shea butter business last year, and you work hard. Like even if you had absolutely nothing, like I don't even think a bank can give you a loan for that sort of money. So can we not insult each other's intelligence? And again, you highly impressionable girls who want this life, because like I said, it's a month of February. There'll be 1,000 people showing us, their really, really wonderful Valentine's Day weekends and days. In fact, if this video goes up as scheduled tomorrow is Valentine's Day, if you're watching this, notification squad, you'll see a lot. And yeah, like we see it. Can you not get light to use your head? And with this background that I've given you of some of the things that you wish for, be smart. Like if you're going to get into it, be smart about it. And a lot of you will not manage because you end up in extremely controlling relationships with these Zambian men. All that feminism, you throw it in the bin. And with that, I will segue into the other type of baby girl that I subscribe to, and that is team hypergamy. Okay, I'm sure some of you have seen all these videos about hypergamy. At first, I used to side eye them until I listened to a couple of videos. I was like, you know what? Again, like, let me not shame other women for having pretty much the same ideals that I have. Like, the basis is the same. It's just, the way in which they're going about it might be slightly different. But, at the end of the day, basically preaching the same thing that I like and want for myself. So, hypergamy is basically when you marry into like a social or economical class that is, like way above yours. So if you're making four figures and you meet somebody who's making six figures, yeah, that's hypergamy. Or if you're making five figures and you meet somebody who's making seven figures, it's hypergamy. Or sometimes it might be the same figures, but like, more than you. I don't know if that counts as hypergamy. I guess it kind of does. It's just basically marrying or dating or partnering with somebody who makes more than you. So you're leveling up via your partner. Hey. So the older that I get and the more observant I am of the more observant I am of my surroundings and people who get into hypergamous relationships, the more I realize, girl, that you really need to have your own money. At least I am someone who recognizes that I really need to have my own money. Because again, control. And not the good kind of control where I want a man who leads. Like, that's perfectly fine. I love that. Okay. But the type of control that is manipulative and sometimes low key abusive, I'm not saying it's everybody, but like rich Zambian men who have that option. They will have that option. Okay. If they know they have the power to fund your life and you can't afford it yourself. Okay. Like, that's what pains me when they know that you cannot afford the things that they get for you or the things that they do for you. That bit of disrespect starts to come in, and it's just not something you want to be stuck in permanently. Like, you might find yourself a great guy. I want that if I ever get into a relationship one day. And like I say, you guys, not to sound like a gold digger, but let me tell you, like, every time I bring this up, I'm like, if I ever sign a marriage certificate, just know there's money involved. Not that I'm gold digging, but if I'm going to find somebody and I love them, money should be in the picture as well. I need that security. But yes, even if I found someone who was great, we got married and whatnot, if they make significantly more than me, again, this is an observation that I have made. That level of control scares me. And yes, some of you might think I'm just being a control freak and I'm overthinking things, but I don't think it's right to give anybody that sort of power over your life. It's very, very scary. It really is. Because, as like my sisters have mentioned, because like I said, half of the things that I talk about here, in fact, everything that I talk about here is a conversation that I've had with my really good friends or my sisters. And there's just this danger in getting used to somebody funding your life. Sometimes it may not even be a partner, it could be a parent, it could be anybody, okay, who's funding your life. They hold a certain control over you. And if they end up being toxic, like, you're stuck because you get used to it. You grow accustomed to living in certain neighborhoods, you grow accustomed to riding certain cars, having certain brands, eating in certain restaurants, going on certain vacations. You get used to it. And then if all of a sudden they're treating you badly and you want to leave, like, those things will make you stay because you'll be conditioned to have those things and you cannot afford to have those things on your own. That's where I'm saying it's kind of dangerous to get used to that when you are in a hypergamous relationship. Like, it's great, but I've told myself that the older that I get, I need to have that in the back of my mind to always have a backup plan. Like, always have a backup plan. Like, you're dealing with another human being. And I know I sound pessimistic, but if I'm going to cry over a person, if I'm going to cry over a broken relationship, at least I need to have a way out financially. Okay, let me be leaving and crying where I'm going to a place where I'm set. It may not be the grand life that I got used to, but in the back of my mind, I shouldn't get too accustomed where like that is the reason why I can't leave. Because in this episode, we're talking about money and material things. It's a very, very dangerous place to be. And we know so many people where even you people who fight your friend saying, I'm not hoeing, he's my boyfriend. Like, I shouldn't laugh. Because like, okay, I can be an a-hole sometimes, but yeah, some people are fighting for them saying he's my boyfriend. Like, okay, fine sis, like someone old enough to be your granddad. But anyways, to each their own. Like, if someone put 1 million kwacha in your bank account, in fact, a million kwacha is not even a lot of money these days. If someone put 10 million kwacha in your bank account today, would you still be in a relationship with your boyfriend? Would you? So yeah, what was the point I was even trying to make? I was talking about I've lost my train of thought. Like ended up cracking myself over a dry joke. It wasn't even a joke. It was just instead I was thinking about somebody and yeah, like it made me laugh. But anyways, let me try and get back on track with what I was saying. Girl, like that train has like run off the rails. It's gone. I forgot what I was saying. So let me just continue, okay? And maybe actually even wrap up this video so it's not too long because like I said, I don't want these to be more than 30 minutes long or half an hour. It should be around that, point. And I guess we can wrap up on today's video. It's great to want to be financially secure and have so many reasons why I would rather be with somebody with money than somebody who doesn't. That could be another video on its own. But yeah, while you're doing it, just look out for yourself because the caliber of men out there, like it's wild. And something else that I didn't mention in this video, if you're a transactional relationship baby girl, I guess you don't care that you're sharing your man with somebody. But if you're in that group of delusional women who think, you can find somebody with 8 figures and just live this dream life, unfortunately, sis, like we all know the stereotype of rich men in Lusaka because that's what I'm closest to here and what I know. Like, I've laughed about this with my friends before, but it's kind of true. Like, it's kind of true. Like, if somebody is making 10,000 kwacha or 10K, like, maybe you can have a nice, cute life together. Of course, like, it's not enough to live an extravagant life, but, he might be faithful. Or you get to somebody who's making 6 figures, or somebody who's bringing home 100K a month. Like, most of the people who we see around us, fam, it's always a wife or a main girlfriend and at least one side chick or mistress. Like they just I don't know what happens. I don't know what's in the air. I don't know what happens when they reach a certain level. And by the way, like men of all tax brackets in this our beloved country cheat. Okay. Even somebody with 50 kwacha to his name will still cheat. But for the most part, there's just this really, really terrible stereotype of how a Zambian man's type is directly correlated to how much money he has. Like he will elevate, and not only will that be his type, it will be the number of women he has access to. So people with 100K, at least 2 women. People with 1 million kwacha bringing home, like it's a whole team. It's a whole team of women, okay? Like you are a team player, and most of them know that they're just team players. They're playing on a team for this man. And it's quite sad if you belong to that school of delusional women who believe in monogamy and want a rich man, or in this case, a rich Zambian man. It's kind of sad. So, if you're going to get into it and you want to be financially secure, you want to be in a hypergamous relationship, but you leave this small allowance of what if this person pulls a number on me and I need to leave, fam? Like, ultimately, have your own money. Honestly, have your own money. And once you have your own money, there's just some respect that comes with it. Like I'm telling you guys. And most of us know this. Having your own money, like sometimes you even sieve out certain people who would want to be controlling and manipulative. Not that people women who have hella money and are successful are gaslit by men who make less than them to bring them down, which should also be like a whole nother topic. But for the most part, people will be like, oh my gosh, if you're successful, you won't find people. Like, men start avoiding you when you have money. Yes, they're avoiding you because they know they can't control you. You have a far less tolerance for certain stupidity, or they feel they can't provide for you, or they feel emasculated, all of that. Sometimes it's a good thing. Like, they're just sieving themselves out. But yeah, if you are, if you do get into a relationship, okay, or partnership or a marriage, and you have money of your own, like I'm telling you, you guys, you would rather be in a position of some power, okay, where somebody respects you because you can afford some of these. Like, if they hold that over your head, and I don't know if I'm getting through to you because I know I ramble, but hopefully you might understand what I'm saying. Like, if they can hold that over your head where they know you cannot survive without them, like you'll not reach, not even the end of the month, you'll not even reach tomorrow without their financial support. They'll have that over you. But once you have your own money, fam, once you have your own money, they start to second guess the way they can treat you anyhow. You know what I mean? Like, they'll stop talking to you anyhow. They'll stop treating you anyhow. There's just a certain level of respect that comes with it, and you kind of save yourself a little bit. You do. If you're going to continue wilding and everything, like they'll ultimately do it, but at least there's a bit of respect that comes with it. You know what I mean? In the relationship. I don't know if I'm getting through to anybody. So yeah, how do I conclude this video? It's been so random. I know last week I was like, I'm just testing this out, but this is take two, and I'm still being random. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me try and edit this, meal prep, prepare for work tomorrow. I have a long week ahead of me, and when you see this, tomorrow will be Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys, all of you, my female viewers, some of my male viewers who watch, just everybody. Like, have a lovely Valentine's Day, filled with love. Make good choices, as Bailey Sarian tells us. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. I don't want to ramble anymore, but I feel like I should say something else. I don't know, but no, like, you've heard what I needed to say. And yes, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.